Hello there. Hey, J-Love. Just waiting for some people to come on in. I've been sending out some invites, but we have an open panel again. If you guys want to come in and hang out, you're always welcome in my neighborhood. And I wanted to bring up a certain topic today regarding Raina's phone call with Autumn. Hello, Christy. Nice to see you. Nice to see everybody so far. The couple that are in here. We're going to wait for some other people to come in because I do want to bring this up and see what people think. Okay, so like I said, we have an open panel, so go ahead and invite yourself in and I'll gladly let you onto the panel. Okay. Oh, after months and months of trying to get my YouTube back, I finally got it back a couple of weeks ago. Pretty happy about that. I forgot what email I sent because I remember my original one with my actual main email I use. I was not able to use it anymore since that account got mass reported, and then I started another one for the Gypverse, and I forgot what the email was. But then I took a shot in the dark and decided to type in what I thought the email was just in my photos section to see if anything popped up. And I actually had something written down with the email address on there. So I'm like, wow. And then I had to make sure I'm like, oh, please let this be the password kind of thing. Cause I had changed my phone numbers and sent too. So I was like, if I don't get this password right, I am done. And it worked. Couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. And we're gonna have my friend Ash come up. Hey, Ash.
Hey.
So yeah, today's topic is gonna be Autumn's phone call with Raina regarding the headboard video and the what people think. I don't think. I mean, Raina sounded pretty genuine to me. I don't see why she would stage this phone call. Have you heard that yet? What Raina and Autumn said?
Yeah, I heard it. It came out, I think, at a weird time since that whole new podcast that Gypsy did
She already tried
just
the
came out
podcast.
too, or well, it's advertised.
Well, what's weird is like she just tried the podcast thing like month and a half ago, and then she did that
Right.
one weird thing. It looks like she's trying to interview herself. It's very bizarre the way she does. I don't think she understands the fundamentals of like how a podcast works. It's like, if she just typed in podcast, she could probably get some really good like references to it, but she just seems to hit the record button impulsively and not really know what she's doing. And then she planned on like a 4-part series over 4 weeks, and none of it happened. And there's no explanation, nothing. So it was just kind of weird. But yeah, it sounded like Pretzi. I don't know. It sounded. I mean, I don't know. No one's come out and said it wasn't. I figured Autumn or somebody would have come out and be like, "That's not my mom." I haven't heard that yet.
Well, she has done some things in the past that were a little iffy, but it's just, I don't know,
Yeah,
her
exactly.
thing, I guess, whatever, I'm not really going to get into that.
No, Hairspray made a very good analogy here. Today on my show, our special guest is me. That's Gypsy's, podcast, basically. She's gonna, she is her own special guest. She's special, all right. So,
Right.
yeah.
She just
Oh,
did one, though, with somebody with a podcast called Pretend or whatever.
guess what happened to
So,
me twice in 2 days?
yeah.
Dreamer made me two have a seat videos.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, two of them. And again, it's like, she's like, why is this under your business? I'm like, well, if Gypsy puts something out on the internet and on social media, it leaves her open for criticism. That's why it's other people's business, is because she wants it to be other people's business. Otherwise, it's not like we got this nefariously. It's not like someone hacked in her computer and we found it. She put it out herself. You know what I mean? That's what I love about Gypsy. She's her own worst enemy. It's like she puts out stuff, receives criticism, and then, you know what I mean, wonders why. It's like, well, you're a murderer for one. And two, it's
Right.
just like if you're going to put out anything publicly, just like I do, everyone and anybody out there has the right to criticize anything I put out there, just as much as anyone else. So it's like that's not the internet doesn't work in a way, especially when you're a schmurderer, where it's just like the whole population that watches you, they just love you and that's it. It's like that's not
Right.
the way the internet works, and if you think that is how it works, you better get off the internet because you're in for a rude awakening. But
Right.
again, you know who and what we're dealing with, and then again, and then Dream's like, why don't you just leave her alone? You know, she's such a better person than you. I'm like, Dreamer, listen, I don't have Schmurder on my record. That automatically makes me the better person. I'm sorry. You know, just saying. You know, it's like if I have not murdered anybody, I think fundamentally that makes me the better person. But what do I know?
Right.
I don't think I'm like the better than anybody else, but I know I'm better than a murderer at the very least.
Right.
Just
A
like
lot
majority
of
of
people
men.
are better than a schmurderer.
Correct, and that doesn't say all that much. You know what I mean? It's like one of the. It's like it's like let's take the worst alcoholic you can find on the bar, most toxic person alive, and they haven't murdered anybody. That person is better than Gypsy. That person is better than a
Right.
murderer. So again, at the end of the day, it doesn't say all that much. So it's hardly a compliment saying like, you know what? At least I'm not a murderer. It's like, oh wow,
Right.
hooray, go me. That's okay though. But it's
You
just like
didn't plan on
what's
unaliving somebody. Yay.
and then you want to know what? Some people actually came to the Have a Seat videos of Dreamers and try like backed me up and whatever. And of course, she deletes all of them. She deletes anything that doesn't align with her. See, it's like I never delete any comments. Anyone, in fact, I'm the opposite, especially on YouTube. If anyone says anything like challenging me or says something rude to me, I'll pin them at the top. You know what I mean? I'll
Right.
just all right. Let's have a discussion among this. You want to challenge anything? That's fine. But let's put you. In fact, I'm going to let you right out in the front row. Other people like get all triggered and delete stuff. It's like no, not me. I put them right in the front row. Let's go. I'm not afraid to back up my ideas. Unlike some people that just like they become triggered and they delete everything and then throw a fit and leave. I've never.
Right. It's weird how some people have an issue with having disagreements. Like they don't want to like have an actual conversation, or you could just try and say, "Well, I agree to disagree then."
That's
And
usually
then
how.
they're like, "Oh no, it has to be my way." And then
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
mean,
"What the fuck?"
it's a very narcissistic worldview to just be like, well, if you don't align with all of my personal ideations, then you know what? Just get away from me. I'm going to shut you down. I'm going to.
Right.
So it's like, it's like what happened to like respecting other opinions? It's very simple. It's like and it's only like this generation of like self entitlement that I'm seeing this happen. It's like back in the day, it's like there was perfectly no problem with being able to share each other's worldviews or opinions, whether they were up, down, left, right, whatever you want to call it. It's like everyone got along at the end of the day because we're all each other's neighbors. You know what I mean? We're all sharing the same land, sharing the same planet, sharing the same
Right.
oxygen. You make the best of it,
Yeah.
just all together. But yeah, I mean, what do you think of? I mean, the reason I think that the phone call is pretty authentic is because I have yet to hear otherwise. I don't hear Ken. I don't hear Autumn. I don't hear anybody saying, hey, that's not my mom. Someone made some AI video. And plus, like, you know what I mean? If someone made an AI fake video, I thought that would be a little more damning. I thought it'd be like, yep, I saw the headboard video and it was one of the most, horrific things I've ever seen.
Right.
It's 100% true. And, Autumn and Parker could be in danger. Somebody come get her. You know what I mean? She belongs back in prison. But I figured they'd make it a little more damning. Instead, it's like you know what she's talking about, but there's still some ambiguity in there. So that's why I'm thinking maybe, or most likely, just based off common sense, that I think it is pretty true. Because again, it doesn't get right to the subject matter, even though it does. But like it
Yeah.
doesn't like hit you over the head. So that's
Well,
just yeah.
and Reina could be, doing this whole saying one thing to Ken and then saying another to Autumn, so they're like, there's no issues between them. Being like, yeah, I agree with you on this. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Well, I think
because
he's
that's
going to
what
be.
some parents do.
It's going to be a little more delicate with Ken because this is his girl. But like when talking to
Right.
Autumn, it's like, it's talking about, what I mean? Autumn's not going to care like what she says about Gypsy one way or another. The only one that's going to really
Right.
care or possibly take offense to it or, get salty over it is Ken. So it's just like, of course she's going to like try to play kid gloves with that situation regarding him. But I think with Autumn, it's just like, it's kind of like what my mother does. If she ever talks to me about my sister, she's gonna go talk about all the gritty details because
Oh yeah.
we're talking about my sister, not to my sister. It's a lot different when you're not talking to the person directly and you're talking about them to another family member or whatnot. So I
Right.
think until I'm proven otherwise, I am going to have to at least at this given time take it for its face value. You know what I mean? Like I said, if it was like overcompensating and it was something where it was just like it was so serious and it was just so perfect, it was like too good to be true kind of sounding phone call, then I would maybe give pause to it. But since, like I said, since it has some subtlety to it, it makes a lot more sense that I think that this was an actual true phone call.
Right.
That's what says to me that it's real. Otherwise, it's like if somebody is really using like a combination of ambiguity with the subject matter at hand, and they did a good job, really like putting the counterbalance between the subjects. But I think, like I said, I don't think anyone on that side of the aisle is that clever. So I'm gonna have to go with I think it's at face value, and I believe Raina. Raina sound, and I've heard her on other lives and stuff like that. Sounds like her. And again, that's what scares me about the whole AI thing. While it's really cool and it does some really cool stuff regarding regarding like graphic design and music.
Yeah.
So it's like I think I would hate to see who's Autumn. Autumn is Ken's sister. Yeah. Oh no no. Yeah. Autumn was having a GRB toothbrush. Autumn had that conversation with Raina, her mom, Ken's mom, about the headboard video, and in not so many words, basically, Raina not only knew about it but also wanted to call the popo about it. So it's and I think that it's a legit phone call. And whoever, hey J Love, and yeah, and whoever, I'm not sure if the video. I mean, again, like I'll say this like I said yesterday. The blanket video was enough for me. It was
Right.
enough for me. It's like I didn't need to see anything else. It's just
Yeah,
like
that was bad enough.
that one was bad enough to really get the point across that it's like maybe there's something off the hinges here. And again, if anything happens, reoffense wise, the blood is going to go on the blood on the hands of the state of Missouri is where
Oh
that's.
Hello.
yeah.
Yep. Hello,
Hi.
Hi.
you're on the panel.
Hi,
You
everyone.
know, this Gypsy
Hi.
Rose bullshit is just. I I just can't.
What do you mean? If you don't mind me asking.
She's awful. She's disgusting. The fact that she's getting famous or even making any sort of money off the fact that she fucking had any sort of anything to do with murdering her mom and she's making money off that. The fact
Everything to
that
do with it.
people are glorifying that should it why TikTok allows this is disgusting.
Well, this is why I'm encouraging everybody who's following the Mackenzie Shavilla case that Christine Russo, which is one of the victims, the Mackenzie's boyfriend, unalived boyfriend's sister, is doing the Dom and Davion's Law change.org petition, where basically it's like the modernized version of the Son of Sam law. If you know what that is, it's where a criminal cannot, make money off of the
I
notoriety.
do know that. I do know the Son of Sam law.
And now Dom and Davion's law is basically an expansion of that, where it's going to be, it's going to cover everything federally. It's not going to be some states will do this and some counties will participate in that. It's going to be no criminal anywhere in the U.S. can go on to, social media or go anywhere.
How do we get her off social media? She shouldn't be allowed to
I think
even be on social media.
that she shouldn't be allowed on social media. I think
She
shouldn't
shouldn't.
make money. She shouldn't be able to make money off of the notoriety. That's the biggest problem. Like it's going to be.
To be honest, she shouldn't be on social media at all. That should have been in her fucking
Right.
parole bullshit. She
That
shouldn't be
should've been.
allowed.
I mean,
Yeah,
that
because
I would if those go in the rules for specifically like violent felons or even like schmex offenders, I have no problem with them, having like the judges or
She
whoever.
shouldn't be allowed on social media at all because social media is what started this whole bullshit to begin
yeah.
with.
Well, I mean, it was the
She
main.
shouldn't be
Yes.
allowed on social media. This should be a part of her like parole. I know she's not on parole anymore, or whatever the case is, but she shouldn't be allowed on fucking social media at all.
Yeah,
The
I think
problem is,
that would have been good for her conditions upon her release. Especially because she glorifies prison like it was so great, but then again, she was so hell bent on getting out as quick
She
as
was
possible.
such a fucking lesbian in fucking prison and such a fucking dyke.
And
She just needs that.
also
You know what?
really quickly, careful
As
with
a
the
female, hold on. As a female myself, I can't. And you know what? I'm married to my husband who which I love, but as a female, and I watch Orange is the New Black and blah blah blah. I can't imagine needing something so badly that you have to go and have sex with a female.
Hey, really quick, I'm not trying to interrupt you, but a lot of the language, like the F bombs and stuff, is putting restrictions on the live. So just take the language down a little bit, just because
Okay.
it's actually trying to get me to drop you from the feed, but I'm not doing it. So
I apologize.
yeah, it's okay. I understand the sentiment.
She just needs she just needs some sort of social interaction and some sort of love and this and like
no, she needs
like
worship.
what she needs is to just go away. What she needs is to just drop from I don't know society.
The
But
problem with that law, even if it gets passed, that's great. That's wonderful. It needs to be passed. But it's not going to affect her making money now because all of these people already know her as this, quote, victim. All of these people already support her. All of these people are already going to flock to her and be like, glow, glow girl, glow up queen, while she's doing makeup and probably most likely doing a shitty job.
could you
Because
imagine?
let's face it, she has no talent.
Could you actually imagine? Like, let's say you go to Sephora, and let's say you go to Sephora, you walk into Sephora, and Gypsy Rose is there to do your makeup.
Baby, no, she's never going to get a real job. That's what the point of this. The point of this is to come back to social media and tell everybody, "Hi, I'm a makeup artist. I'm a triple licensed cosmetologist, esthetician, and instructor."
For who?
She couldn't even for herself. She's going to use it as a grift. It's her newest con. She said years ago that she was going to be an advocate for children and a cosmetologist. Do you know how many hours it is in her state?
Never
It's
gonna happen.
It's 1,500 hours in the state of Louisiana to get your cosmetologist license. She cannot do 1,500 hours. She cannot do 5 minutes of anything.
No.
If she even passes this class, she has said multiple times all the things that she's going to do and never done them. So this is just her next script. Look at me. I'm a makeup artist. Just so that she can make money off the public. The public is going to worship her for doing absolutely anything at this point. Her whole goal, if you go and watch these FOIA evidence release videos, her whole goal was to be, quote, famous. She thought she was going to be famous forever. That new interview where Paul Carrick Brunson, where she's like, "Oh, you guys, you guys did this to me. You guys made me famous. I didn't do this to myself." It's total and complete bullshit. There's literally a video of her to Nicholas Godejohn where she is talking about how if somebody ever got her nudie pics, and she's famous, they're going to use that to blackmail her. In fact, it's on my page. I just posted it, I think, last night again. And she really thought that she was going to be celebrity forever because she has always been so delusional because of how good her mother treated her. Her mother put her up on a pedestal, and that theory in her mind has never changed. She has no self-awareness. She is a monster. She will offend again.
But she publicly put her pictures out there herself anyways when she fucking put them on the internet.
Yeah, and then blamed everyone else. Like, "Oh, they shared my picture. You put them out there. Are you insane?" Yes, the answer is yes.
Now, here's the thing that I think needs to happen. I've said this before. So the main reason why all this happened is because of the perpetration of, we have her lawyer, for one, that got together essentially with Gypsy and Christy and put out this false media victim narrative to the mainstream media. It's going to be up to the mainstream media. Same people that perpetrated the lie about the victimhood need to undo it. They're going to have to be the first step to take to actually undo the victimhood narrative. Between everybody that interviewed her, including Dr. Phil and whoever and whatnot, we need some big mainstream media coverage of the Foyas.
They won't.
And
They
need.
can't.
Well, yeah,
They can't take it back now.
Well,
None of them.
won't. She won't allow it. It's that's the thing is like she only allows so much. Like she won't go media if she only allows so many questions. She doesn't allow certain stuff to be asked.
Well, yeah, she has to know everything in advance. That's why I invited her onto my panel, like I did with Ken and with Bree and whoever. But again, it's like unless she knows what she's going to be asked in advance, and she can go over it with a fine tooth comb, and plus you can't follow her up with any questions, and she's not going to want anything to do with it because I'm going to have contradictions.
No, because of course, because she's fucking guilty and she knows it.
Yeah, and guys, hold on one more second. Just ease off the foul language because it's getting the live restricted. So
she's guilty and she knows it.
Well, I mean, it's got nothing to do with the guilt at this point. She got her little plea deal of the century, so it's like that ship has already sailed. I think there should be no statute of limitations on the attempted murder because she's admitted in so many words that the pew pew of her mom with the.
Yeah, she even said, I went to prison for pew-pewing my own mom. She even said it in a what was it?
She went my own mom. She didn't say like pew pew, but she's admitted in her documentaries. And one of they're contradictory in the documentary in Life After Lockup. I'm sorry.
Not even her own stupid book. Even her own.
Just really quick, in the one that is that's the prison confessions one, she specifically is adamant about saying that thank God it was fake, thank God it wasn't a real one, and then that Walmart boogeyman story gets taken care of because Dee Dee basically jumps in front of the bus for her. But she goes down to Kale Larry's podcast and says, I knew it was fake the whole time. I knew it was fake the entire time. It was all good. You know what I mean? But regardless, she emptied out that magazine on Dee Dee and injured her pretty well with it.
You know what sucks is I lost. Okay, so my mom is unfortunately passed away, and I actually lost my mom to kidney failure, and I loved my mom. My mom was my best friend. She was my absolute best friend, and I can't imagine in a million years, and her being my best friend, I can't imagine in a million years ever fathoming having her killed, murdered,
harmed in any way.
I can't ever fathom. It makes me want to cry right now. I can't ever think about that's my mom.
Us men, even though we're grown men, it's like we're mama's boys at the end of the day.
And you know what? I have a son. I have a 10-year-old son, and I had to move away from him, and I'm 2 hours away from my son, and a piece of my heart feels like it's missing.
Absolutely.
And I can't imagine my son wanting to murder me for any sort of reason or anything. Like, my son loves me.
Do you know that?
She doesn't have that kind of feeling, though. She's missing that. She literally, I have a DM from a cellmate where she tells me how Gypsy told her that she got turned on by cleaning the blood off Nicholas Godejohn. She is totally missing any kind of empathy, remorse. She got turned on by her mother's red stuff. Like,
why are we not talking? Why is this? Who is fan basing this shit? Like, who's fanning this?
So many people.
That's
Hundreds of people. A million people.
Disgusting. It's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
That's why we continue to, especially me and a lot of the other Gyppers. This is why I'm having a real hard time understanding why there's a lot of content creators on our side of the aisle, like getting in like these little personal fights with each other. It's like we're all on the same side here, trying to like put the same awareness out. Why is everybody like having this like little salty war back and forth?
Because some of us work for and with Gypsy. I'm not saying anybody's paid, but I'm telling you right now, I have a clip of Fancy literally saying, I told you guys we have to stop the creator-created drama.
Fancy. No, there's other ones besides Fancy. I'm not talking, and I get along
Well,
with Fancy just
I'm
fine.
not saying her. I'm saying she literally admitted that they create this drama. That they do this for Gypsy.
You guys, did you guys hear the leaked phone call of the what's his fucking? I'm sorry, he's gay. He's gay. Ken's mom,
Ken's sister, and Autumn and Raina.
I think that phone call is genuine. I really do, because
that's 100% real.
Yeah, and the fact that Raina was so alarmed by the situation that she essentially wanted to call the police on Gypsy, and then Gypsy got butthurt.
Who wouldn't? She's scary. She's a murderer.
I think, okay, even without the headboard video, I think the blanket video is worse.
Yes.
You know what the whole thing is, and where is her daughter? Where is her daughter in this whole thing?
Right.
Hopefully not in her custody.
Ken told Morbid that he's been boarding Parker. It's like, well, why can't Gypsy take care of a dog? How's she taking care of a child?
No, this kid, poor kid. She's not. You're right.
Family was on live talking about yesterday how Gypsy doesn't have that baby. Just FYI, if you watch the lives, you'll learn a lot of stuff.
Probably. Yeah, I don't think so. Whatever. And again, Ken denies that they have like a back and forth breaking up. I think they are constantly breaking up, getting back together, whatever. She's still talking about the blonde bimbo. She's still talking, you know what I mean? It's like nothing's changed. I think they're
he doesn't want her. He doesn't want to be with her. Who would?
I think she's a cover for him.
Yeah, I just want to say something. I was actually in Autumn's live yesterday, and right from her mouth, she said that Ken and Gypsy are on a break right now.
Thank you, J-Love. I appreciate that. I didn't want to say.
That's why I called Gypsy. I always called Gypsy either no job Gypsy or no ring Blanchard, because you know what I mean.
She's the dipshit. Can I say dipshit?
Especially with Mia, moving forward, then she's going to be getting married, and she's going to be like, and she has a nice career, and she's moving in a direction that especially one thing that Gypsy says loves, like, is really weary of and really important to her, despite what she says, is public perception, and she knows that Mia has it positively, and that Gypsy is just forever a murderer. So, like, you know what I mean? That's why her sister, quote, triggers her, because she knows that her sister is the more liked one. She's 10 years younger. She's the more, like, I guess, attractive one, if you want to look at it that way.
She's a nurse. I mean,
she's
more educated.
More educated. She's got a fiance. She's not a baby mama. Yeah. Nothing against baby mamas, but Gypsy wants that ring from Ken, and she's never getting it. And
because he wants men.
I think my theory is I do believe in the theory that Gypsy could be the beard, if you know what that is for Ken. So
if her nose job didn't take well, so
no, there's nothing you could do to cover up that micro deleted face. There's just not. I mean, I don't like to be petty or anything, but it's just like at the same time, it's like all these expensive cosmetic procedures, and she still looks like rougher than a possum.
She looks like a possum.
She's supposedly getting a thing like done to her face, like not lipo, like Botox, but she called it Botox.
Yeah. I mean, I was listening to that song.
Of surgery or something.
I was listening to that song by the Toadies yesterday called Possum Kingdom, and Gypsy came to mind right away. It's a fantastic song. It's a song from the 90s. It's a great song. If you guys don't know Toadies, go listen to that song. Yeah. Make up your mind. Do you want to die? It's Gypsy's song.
Did you guys see that live?
My husband
and Gypsy.
Be my angel. It's a really crazy song. It's a really you would think that song had to be written for Gypsy, at least like if this band had a premonition of who Gypsy was going to be. And actually, who knows? Like Gypsy will come back as a musician. She'll think that she's related to Axl Rose.
That'll probably be her next mantra. Because
go to my video.
So first she's an advocate. Now
I've been a multi-musician and guitarist since I was 7, and I put up a video and I'm playing guitar in the video too for part of it. And then there's the AI video of Gypsy doing it. And I said, if she's coming in to try to tamper with the music industry, I'm gonna shred her like I shred my guitar. And I actually do a little.
So wait, so first she was supposedly an advocate, and then she said she wasn't, and then she was like an anti-bully advocate, and then she bullied a bunch of people, and then
she's said more racist things about Nina. She made that like Jim Crow profile for Nina at one point. I'm like, this is disgusting. Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, you're not going to be advocating.
I love Nina. I love Nina.
She's the one that actually, she's the first one that actually found out who I remember I took a shot in the dark with the Gypsy content and talked about my brothers and muscular dystrophy, and she was the first one to find me, and she told everyone to go follow me, and I had like 2,000-3,000 followers in the first 24 hours. So it's like, I've heard
Nina's the best. And you know what? My husband is insanely jealous. So I look like I have nothing, and I have one follower and blah, blah, and that's my husband or my sister and my husband. I'm a nobody. I really am. I'm a nobody. But I will tell you, I follow this Gypsy shit, and I can't stand her. I think that she is awful. I stay under the radar. I don't want anything to do with anybody on social media. I don't have an Instagram. I don't have this. I don't need any of that. But I'll tell you this, she literally makes my skin crawl.
And you want to know something else I noticed is that there's not enough men speaking out about this, because I look at my follower accounts, like 98% female followers and 2% men. Where's all the men talking about this?
My husband absolutely like despises her.
Yeah, so does mine.
But none of them are out speaking out, and that's one thing that a lot of people were like DMing me, like, we need more men's perspectives. Please keep going.
You know what? And there are men out there. Like I said, I have 2 followers. I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody. But I'm watching from the sidelines. And my husband is too, and he's just like, who would ever find her, first of all, attractive? She's weird. She's weird. And not only is she weird, she's just like the whole situation is gross. My husband,
especially like, the fact that Nicholas Godejohn, I'm not saying he should be released tomorrow, but it's like, why are we not leveling the playing field here? If you're going to throw him,
it's not fair, dude.
Why does she get out? She's the one that planned it. Charles Manson planned all his and didn't technically touch anyone either. So it's like, where was his sweetheart deal? Where was his reality show?
Charles Manson didn't kill not a soul.
Nobody.
But he was in prison for
his whole life.
What was her name?
Sharon Tate.
Sharon Tate.
Yep.
Yeah, Sharon Tate and La Bianca murder.
Now, if you're familiar with the Dan Markel case, that's another case I'm very passionate about. Just about everybody that was involved with paying the hitmen, having something to do with bridging the gap between the hitmen, they're all serving life sentences. And one of the 2 actual hitmen that actually pulled the trigger got the sweeheart deal. Usually it's the other way around. The one that actually wields the weapon and was like manipulated.
You know what? I really want to. Did Disney ban her? She should never be allowed. Never, ever be allowed to fucking.
Yeah, they shouldn't allow her, but they Disney more than like her on.
He has been. Disney. That's been like her second home forever. She's been to Disney more times.
Yeah, but she shouldn't be allowed to go to Disneyland at all.
I know.
I mean, it's going to be a hard. Again, that sets like a precedent that, you know what I mean. Again, where it's just like
she knew she could walk. She knew she could do these things. She knew.
I know. She told Nick. She admitted it to Nick that she was actually faking a lot of her like walking problems to her mom on purpose for the attention. So
So why would Disney
still buy this? Like, it's crazy.
Look,
I see in the comment section.
Me as a mom, hey, dude, I can't even afford to take my kid to Disneyland. That shit is so expensive.
I've been there twice in my life. And the second time I got to go for free.
I live like an hour away from Disneyland.
See, I got to go twice. I got to go on my brothers that both had muscular dystrophy. They were twins. See, we had a unique situation because it's one thing to have one person in the family with that, but we had two twins with it. So we kind of got to go to the top of the list kind of thing. So they wanted to make sure that we got that Make-A-Wish trip done while they could still walk. So it actually, when we went, it fell right on in the same week because we went for a week. It was a 6-day trip. And Make-A-Wish actually puts you in your own special like resort. They have a whole separate resort for Make-A-Wish patients.
You
and
should have to pay that shit back.
No, really quick. It actually fell in the same week as my 12th birthday. So I actually got to spend my 12th birthday at Disney, and I'd never been there before. So it was an amazing experience when I got to go. But I would never trade in all the Disney trips in the world for my. I would trade in every Disney trip possible for my brothers. It's just like it's like that was kind of a sad reality that we were going on this trip because my brothers were not going to be mobile too much longer. They were only like 6 or 7 years old at the time. If you truly have muscular dystrophy, you're most likely going to lose your mobility by like 9 or 10 at best. And for Gypsy to be in the snow, jumping off the side of her house and getting herself in and out of the chair with ease, when I saw that, I'm like, do people really buy this? That she has muscular dystrophy? Because I know there's
they gave her a fucking house.
Well,
they gave her a house.
That had to do with more of the Hurricane Katrina thing, but
it doesn't matter, dude. They gave her a house.
And you know what? I think she wanted her mom gone because she wanted that house. She thought she was going back to that pink house all by herself. She's gonna have the car, the nest egg savings, everything else there, and then she's got a new grift. Her poor mom got murdered by this crazy boyfriend. Oh my God, let's go help her. You know what I mean? I think that was more, and she had genuine hatred for Dee Dee. I truly believe she had genuine hatred, especially with the, before that. Yeah.
I
genuinely,
you went quiet.